Welcome back to Danganronpa. Alright, so when we last left, the class trial was about to begin. We had to figure out who killed who and who died and yada yada yada. So here we are. So whoa, Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? Hold up. It's kind of loud in my ear. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together? Just the two of you?
Huh?
What, are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second? He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen. And then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again? What should we do? Should we keep waiting here or? Or what?
What?
Jesus! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait? You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here. Now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
Hey.
That dramatic music. I'm here, no rules been broken. Kyoko. So that means she's not the dead one. Alright, so you're still alive? That's a ghost! He's so overdramatic. Stop talking. If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late? He wants her dead, I swear.
Is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish. So spoiled. You're right, there's no penalty, officially. But I bet you'll be sorry later.
Shing!
No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Makoto was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right, now we've got to deal with the ghost. No, not that. It's the fact that now that they know that there's another dead body, first of all, they don't know who it is. Second of all, it makes it harder for them to figure out who did it. I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. I think the trial is like one of my favorite parts because I don't really have to read. They just, speak. So without ever looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Wait for me. Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Oh, here we go. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So?
correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that. I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then when did you find out?
So...
Just now, I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So that's why you were late.
However,
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to?
wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words,
I use Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What? Kyoko's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Alright.
Just a second.
Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now, I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her? Please don't tell me we're foreshadowing right now. That's a strange way to put it. The class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all. Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Okay, well, let's get in the elevator. I hope we're overthinking it. Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. And the door slid shut. This time, the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there, silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the light of despair. Yeah, we all knew it was coming. Hey, man, you trying to give us seizures?
I can't wait!
I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed.
Thrills,
Let's get on with the show.
chills.
And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Yes, we are going to save this mess. Alright, so let's get this over with. Alright, so what I got 3 more points since the last time. Alright. Increase the influence gauge by 5, effective during the class trial. Okay. What's that? It increases the time limit for each phase, effective. Okay. I don't think I need a time limit increase, but I think... What was handiwork? Oh, sorry. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once, effective during the bullet time battle. Costs 4. I don't have 4. This one costs 4 as well. And what was the other one? This one costs 3. Increases the time limit. I guess we'll go with that one. So what were the other ones? Increases the influence gauge by 2. Wait, hold on. Let's get rid of that. Hold up. There we go. Let's do that. Okay. And then... yeah, we'll keep that. Increases damage to the opponent when the statement is destroyed. Increases bullet capacity, effective during bullet time battle. Didn't I do reload 2 bullets at once or something? Oh no. Okay, so how about... I feel like both of those... oh my god. It'd be like one or the other. We could do bullet capacity or reload 2 bullets at once. I mean, either way, I guess it doesn't really freaking matter. You know, we'll keep it the way it is. We'll keep it like that. We'll just do that one change.
Let's begin with a basic
You'll have to forgive me. I
explanation
have
of
to
the class
remember the
trial.
controls
So,
again.
your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no
Oh
other
my god,
explanation.
please shut up. I'm not even trying... I understand they throw stuff in here for kicks and giggles, but I'm just like, I'm not even trying to waste time right now. Please.
But Kyoko's standing right there.
And she does not look amused.
No, that's a ghost!
But she has legs and stuff.
Please stop.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest.
Okay,
There's a
I'm
limit to how
sorry.
much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Thank you.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right?
No.
Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Oh my god, we are not doing this. One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Her face, gloves, piercing glare. Okay, we'll say the face. Did you already forget that the body was wearing a mask? The fact that we never saw the face is what got us stuck in this pointless argument to begin with. Really? I thought the face was blown off though. Oh my god. Okay, I guess her fucking gloves.
I got it! I'm talking about her gloves.
I can't believe
They'll
I missed
give us
the
some insight
first
into the
stupid
mystery.
shit because this is
I'm
so
sure of it.
pointless.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me. Apparently you have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Okay.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced.
I'm not trying to
The
do
ghost
this
is
right
just trying
now.
to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko, but if I can't prove why, we're gonna be stuck here and the case won't move forward. Can we please just look at Monokuma and be like, can we just say Hiro did it and kill him off right now? Because he's being more annoying than fucking Hina. So I don't have any other choice but to, oh my god. So fragments near the dead body, the sprinklers, exploded body analysis, fake nail. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is going to be the fake nails one.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Shut up, dude.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
Oh, how do I do this?
They
again?
got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion?
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves.
Please shut up.
No, that's wrong. No, there's no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? They're complicated like
You
that.
don't shut the fuck up.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to Kyoko.
That was such a... How long... This trial started when I was 7 minutes into recording, okay? It is now 13 going on 14 minutes. We just wasted 7 fucking
Which should
minutes
have been
thanks to this
obvious
idiot.
since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we
Shut
need
up.
to figure
Please
that
tell
out.
him to just stop talking.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there.
If Kyoko really
We're gonna
is
roll with
still
that.
alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition,
Oh, I can't hit.
and
I
there
couldn't hit
wasn't
none
any
of that.
description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
Oh, I think that
Then
was
there's
it.
nothing else we can do, right?
I think that was it. Though we can't identify the body part. We need to find out who the victim was before we can do anything else.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then
How do
who
I fast
died?
forward again?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out.
Oh wait, no, that's to slow it down.
I don't think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file.
Well, let's slow it down then.
Well, if we can't identify the
Right there.
body-
There we go.
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real? If you're lying, you'll die a cruel and unusual death.
A cruel and unusual death. This I gotta see.
Oh my god, please shut up.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Oh, yeah. The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog? Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Okay.
Seriously? They really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The identity of the victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. I want to say it is Saba's.
I got it!
There we go.
The Fenrir Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged
Is it
to.
really just core? I keep saying corpse.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
The image that represents Fenrir is it's a wolf, right? I need a W. Oh. Ah, get it!
Now I understand.
Oh god. Alright. I feel like this trial is like
The
simple right now
representation
because
of
we're dragging
Fenrir
this
is
out.
a wolf.
Fenrir, the wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
Shut up!
A wolf tattoo. Then that means...
Exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf, which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
What?
hold on.
I like how we just calling her on a
Isn't she the one that was
first name
behind this whole
basis
thing?
and we didn't even know the girl.
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
What? Are you saying the mastermind is dead? And now we have to have a cool-ass trial?
Well, that doesn't necessarily mean she
No.
was the
It
mastermind.
means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Shut
Maybe
up!
we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place.
She was the
After all,
ultimate
looking
soldier.
At her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier. If I remember correctly, that other information came from
Kyoko.
Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Then who was she? Who was Mukuro
I'm gonna be very
Ikusaba?
honest, every time Hiro speaks right now, I get so agitated. Like, you ever get like that pulse of agitation, like, shut up.
She's been gone this whole time? And when she finally turns up, she gets killed. Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Then who's the real mastermind?
It must have been the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster after all.
I was gonna say that, you know, they were saying that she's just another participant, but she didn't have to show up to the class trials or anything, so
No,
what's behind
the
that?
headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Thank you.
Fine. Uncovering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation.
Okay, I'm back. I had to take a break because yesterday my ride came here like 2 hours early to pick me up, so I couldn't record. So here I am again. I skipped everything. I was not about to go through that shit again. Not with Hero, not with anything else. So we're gonna get in this.
Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
I don't think there's a 17th person.
Nope. There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
You know, when I started this again, I was all excited. Like, okay, let's get through this trial. And then I remembered Hero. Since there's less people now, it's like he's speaking. And it just,
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
I think something's wrong going on right now.
Who did it? Who's the killer
Like,
this time?
the body just pops up and they're saying one of them did it and none of them knew about that person. On top of that, all of them had alibis for the previous night, and Makoto, you know, we're him, he didn't do it. Kyoko, I don't know.
Get a hold of yourself.
I don't know.
Already narrowed
I
down
guess
the
she
list of
technically knew
possible
about the
suspects.
16 student, but I mean, unless they got into a quarrel or something.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
It points to Kyoko at this point.
I got it!
Oh,
You've narrowed it down to
both of us,
Kyoko
my bad.
and me,
We
right?
narrowing it down to Kyoko.
Why do you say that?
What do you mean, why do we say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
Oh, she seems shocked. Oh my gosh, she has like her hand on her chest and everything.
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time, we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all have alibis. The only ones without alibis
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
exactly so.
Oh, see, if you weren't like disappearing and being by yourself, we probably could have. This situation could have been avoided. So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it, I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Hell yeah!
Well, before that, I just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Yeah, you
Me
sucker!
and Byakuya can both confirm that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock.
Okay.
So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Okay, but that's like a whole 7, 8, 9 hour time
Then
frame.
I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
Toko found it around 9 in the
The
morning.
one who saw the body first was Toko,
So that was
right?
more than 9
And
hours.
she went to go get the pickaxe.
So what time was the body discovered? 9 o'clock.
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when Toko went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01.
He's right. It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
I guess.
For me,
Yeah.
I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
This is true. So, the murder would have had to take place before 7.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right? That was around... Oh yeah! Right around 7:30.
Yes, I was close.
I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Don't smile about it. The murder happened between 10 p.m. and 9 a.m., and I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. to 7:30. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't prove an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. Wow, this dude thinks outside of the box. I would have never thought that way. I would have started freaking out like I didn't do it. Alright, so I think... Oh, I don't know this time.
We've established a time
I think
frame
it's probably
for the
going to be
murder.
sprinklers because it had a
It
time
took
on
place
it.
somewhere between 10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
Okay.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
I think I gotta look at that again. The incident took place in the garden, right? If I remember, there's something that happens there every morning at a certain time.
We've established where
Between 10 o'clock at night.
Oh my god, are you
that's
fucking
right.
serious? Oh my god!
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Because of the sprinklers in the garden.
That kills me. That confused
The
the mess out
sprinklers
of
are
me.
set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30,
Then it would have been
then it
drenched
should
by the
have been
sprinklers.
completely soaked.
Oh, hold on. I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Well, yeah, because we dumped the water on it.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How? Are you saying only the mouth down south was wet?
Okay.
How dare you spew such indecent words?
Okay. Unnecessary.
No, I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean? By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
I guess.
Man, you're totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
Because we dumped water on it. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence. Yeah, we dumped water. It was the fire. This already?
I admit nothing.
Wait.
No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I'm right about this.
Okay.
I admit nothing. No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing.
Oh my god.
No! That's enough! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm right about this. I admit nothing.
I don't know.
How can you say it wasn't a sprinkler?
I don't know.
This should prove
Okay, yeah, I don't even know. Just shoot. I don't know. Just shoot the damn bullet.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
Well, I don't think
The
she would
top half of
remember
the body
because she was knocked
wet,
out.
Yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac!
You referring to the sprinklers?
I'm so sick of her.
I'm sick of
Let's
all of you.
just
Honestly, if we
move
could
on.
just have a trial with Makoto, Byakuya, and Kyoko, I'd be happy, and the rest of y'all can shut the hell up.
The reason only the top half was wet was because
The fire!
while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
Yeah, so please shut up.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
Hey, shut up.
In which case, the only one left without an alibi is
He
Kyoko.
seems so annoyed. Kyoko, girl, we can't help you on this one. Kyoko's the only one without an alibi, which would mean that Makuro's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone that's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Oh, okay.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Why don't you just spit it out?
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Oh, it's about to go down.
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone.
She's finally
This
speaking.
is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
A trap?
It does seem sketchy. Like I said, the body randomly appearing and nobody technically was there. Like,
We're this far into the game and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
yeah, no, for real.
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all.
This is one of those situations where people overthink stuff and you just be sitting there like, it's a possibility, but you know, you think it kind of hard right
As a
now.
result, we were forced into another trial. Something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Shut up, hero. Stop jumping to conclusions.
I'm not the only one without an alibi. Makoto's explanation is still insufficient.
Excuse me?
Huh?
The sprinklers didn't get the body wet, but that doesn't mean the murder happened when he said it did.
What are you...
Because you see, there is a way the body could have avoided getting wet.
Oh my, she trying to pin it on us.
Interesting. I'm listening.
She trying,
All it
what?
would take is covering the body with a certain something to keep it from getting wet.
A certain something at the scene was used to cover the body. What could it have been? Oh.
I got it! You're talking about
This
the
is about
top,
to head
aren't
south
you?
really fast.
You catch on quick.
She trying to get us.
You're right. All you'd have to do is cover the body with the tarp, and that'd take care of the water.
Yeah, well, you would know, wouldn't
In
you?
fact, that's exactly what the killer did. The dirt pattern on the tarp can attest to that. Only one side of the tarp got dirty, because that's the side that got covered in water. The side that faced down over the body, meanwhile, kept perfectly clean.
Yeah, but wouldn't there have been blood on it?
This proves that the killer used the tarp to keep the body from getting soaked.
But
Lord.
why would they go to all that effort just to keep the body from getting wet?
Most likely so they could cloud the issue of when the murder actually took place. In other words, to create an excuse exactly like the one Makoto just gave us.
Oh, Kyoko, I do not like you right now. Baby girl. Why would Kyoko say that? Why would she want to make me look like the killer? No, I can't think about that right now. That tarp. If it was used the way Kyoko said, the tarp must have touched the body, right? And there was blood on the fucking body. But the body...
Wait.
Something's not right, yeah.
Not right.
And what might that be?
I can't worry about Kyoko's motivations. If I don't do something, everyone's gonna think I'm the killer. I have to refute what Kyoko said. Man, Kyoko, fuck you! No, we fighting this! Knife at the crime scene, body before the explosion, when the body was found. Wait, hold up, wait, I'm sorry, hold on. I need to see the explosion burnt. No, it wasn't the explosion, it wasn't the knife. Body before the explosion, the corpse had mask covering its head. White jacket, knife had been dusted, and there was blood stains around the wound. I think it was body before the explosion.
The killer prevented it from getting wet.
So the reason the tarp was only dirty on one side is because the sprinkler got that side wet.
But the underside of the tarp, it was totally spotless, right?
It's because that side was protected from the water.
Oh wait, no, I didn't want to take that.
Since it was facing down toward the body, of course it didn't get dirty.
There we go.
No, that's wrong. Actually, one side being clean is pretty strange if you think about it. Because the blood wasn't dry before the body got blown up, right? Byakuya said it himself. Not to touch it, or you might get some on you.
This is true.
If you put a tarp on a body in that state, it absolutely would have gotten blood on it.
Well, maybe the culprit washed it, so nobody would know they'd used it.
Why would they go through all that
If
trouble,
they had,
though?
they would have washed both sides. Just washing the one side wouldn't hide anything.
But then it goes back to the whole trying to create an illusion of when the murder took place.
Yeah, true.
More than that, what if the very blood we saw on the body was meant as a kind of camouflage?
Oh my god. The blood was camouflage?
What if, after the killer used the tarp to avoid the sprinklers, they then covered the body in blood that didn't belong to the victim?
You mean someone else's blood?
But that wouldn't
would
explain
they get
anything, because
something
then
like
it's like
that?
the knife was still in the body.
I know! They could have grabbed some of the blood packs from the nurse's office. That's what Hifumi did, right? When he pretended to be dead?
They wouldn't have had time for that.
No, that's not what happened this time. The killer got the blood from right there in the garden.
The blood from right there in the garden? Which must mean... Oh, I know. Don't be excited about this.
I got it.
I know, but she trying to make it look like I
Could
did
it
it.
have been chicken blood?
What? Chicken blood?
When I checked the chicken coop before the murder, there were 5 chickens. But after the murder, there were only 4.
So you're saying someone killed a chicken and then covered the body with its blood?
I guess it's reasonable.
Man!
But it still brings
that's
up
messed
the
up.
question of the body was stabbed. Like, they just didn't have blood themselves?
Killing a living thing just to do something like that is awful. They should have at least eaten it.
Oh my
I
god.
wonder if the killer had to get the blood from the scene so they wouldn't be spotted walking around. Anyway, there's no denying that a chicken went missing, which provides a basis for my theory.
This hoe.
Perhaps, but even so, there's one thing that still doesn't make sense. You said the culprit used the tarp to avoid the water and then covered the body in blood, right? But if that's the case, then the blood should have soaked into the ground around the body.
I guess?
But that's not what we saw. Only the victim's clothing had blood on it. The ground was completely clean.
Oh lord.
I have to agree, that certainly is strange. Maybe they didn't apply the blood at the scene. Maybe they covered the coat in blood beforehand.
They covered it beforehand?
She just coming up with everything right now. We sitting here like, what is she talking about? Like, she trying to make it look like I'm this elaborate schemer. Like, no, boo-boo, we ain't think that far.
When you discovered the body, was it wearing the coat like you normally would?
I think so.
No, it was backwards.
Wait, no. The head was through the neck hole, but the arms weren't in the sleeves.
Then that settles it.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time keeping up. What settles what?
Here's what happened. The murder took place before the sprinklers went off. But the body didn't get wet because the killer covered it with the tarp. Then, later, at the same time the killer was gathering up the tarp, they pulled the coat over the body, the coat they'd already covered in blood. This series of cover-ups was meant to disguise the actual time the murder occurred.
Oh, she thinking too hard.
They wanted us to think the murder happened sometime after the sprinklers had gone off, at 7:30.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude,
If
I don't know.
that's actually what took place, it certainly becomes possible that the murder happened earlier.
But to pull all that off, wouldn't they have had to go back to the garden after the sprinklers turned off?
Which means they would have had to go back after 7:30.
That actually wouldn't have been all that difficult.
Huh?
They already had the coat ready, so they just had to grab the tarp and pull the coat over the body. They'd be done in no time.
Okay, but once again, they would have had to go back after 7:30, and right at 7:30, we were with Hina.
Maybe, but still.
Hina, after you met up with Makoto in the dining hall, did you two stay together from that point on?
Oh no. I headed off to the gym, and Makoto didn't show up till later.
Oh my god, we went straight there. We teleported to the fucking gym.
Then he had plenty of time to spare, wouldn't you say?
That's not...
This hoe.
Don't bother saying it's not possible.
I must admit, Kyoko's reasoning is sound. Makoto's alibi is inadequate.
You know what? We need to retaliate. And the suspicion falls back on me again. But why? Why is Kyoko trying to entrap me? I don't understand. Disguised dead body has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Well
Alright.
then, it looks like we're back to square one. Makoto's alibi is no good, so once again, our suspects are him and Kyoko.
For serious, man? Which one of them did it?
I think it was Kyoko.
Hey, why don't we let luck decide? Let's flip a coin. 50-50 odds.
Shut up.
Oh,
See? Pretty good idea, right?
no, not that. I just remembered something super serious.
Well, don't just stand there. Out with it.
You know that knife we found all black and burnt?
The one we found stuck in the body before it exploded, right? According to the Monokuma file, the knife went all the way through, from front to back. So, what about it?
I'm pretty sure I'd seen that knife somewhere before. That's what I thought when I first saw it. I just remembered.
Listen, more important. Now that we have the knife, what are we gonna do with it? We can't let Togo keep it, that's for sure. We don't know what she might do. I don't want it anyway. So what to do? Why don't you hang on to it, Makoto? Huh? Me? Oh, she set me up.
It's the knife we gave to Makoto?
You don't seem surprised. You must have noticed earlier.
Yeah.
Then why did you hide that fact?
Because I didn't want it to look like
It's
I
not
did it.
that I hid it. It's just...
I couldn't be sure what actually happened last night. I thought maybe I really did kill her.
Suspicious. Very suspicious indeed. The knife we found stuck in the body came from Makoto. Now I'm totally convinced he did it. 12,000% convinced.
Oh my god. Considering everything up till now, I should be able to make it clear. I have to prove that I didn't murder anyone. I'm not the killer. Yeah, we need to bounce this back on baby girl, alright? Because she getting on my nerves. Sky's dead body, body before the explosion, exploded, body analysis, fragments near the dead body and when the body was found.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it? I was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Okay, no, it doesn't seal it. Shut up. Keep
Just
moving.
because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
Well, getting stabbed is what killed her, right?
Wait. Give me that.
So there's no question. You took that knife of yours and killed her with it.
What a horrible man you are, Makoto.
I used the knife to kill Makura? No, there's no way.
The knife we found lodged in the dead body.
It's the same one we gave to Makoto.
It really is, isn't it?
Oh my god.
I
Okay.
was afraid of that.
If he did have that knife before, then that seals it. Makoto did it.
Just because I had the knife once, that automatically makes me the killer?
I don't know what
Well,
this is.
getting stabbed is what.
Oh, okay. I got it.
No,
Okay.
that's wrong.
I was like, I don't know. Just shoot.
Wait, hold on. The stab wound isn't what killed Mukuro.
Because remember, she didn't have blood, and we just said that the chicken blood
That
and
should
yada
be
yada
clear
yada.
from the description of the cover-up we just heard.
Lies! We never talked about what killed her.
No, don't you remember? The killer covered the dead body with the tarp, and then put the bloody coat on it, right?
The knife was through the coat, which means they would have had to stab the body
In other
afterwards.
words, the victim never wore that blood-stained coat until after they were dead.
Okay, fine. So what?
So, when we discovered the body,
The body was freshly
the
stabbed.
knife had been thrust through the coat along with the body. Meaning, if she wasn't stabbed until the coat was put on, and she was already dead at that point, obviously the stab wound isn't what killed her.
Maybe you stabbed her twice. Once to kill her and once to cover it up.
Whatever. The victim was stabbed twice in the same spot. There's no way that's possible. Knife at the crime scene. Tarp, chicken coop, Byakuya's account, body before the explosion. Is it? Hold up. Is this? We already know about the body. The important thing now is whether she was stabbed in the same
Shoot.
spot twice or not. Oh my god, this is actually pretty complicated. Or at least for me it is, because I'm just like, what are we talking about? Alright, let's read some of this. Due to the explosion, the victim's identity is unknown. They were, however, dead before the blast. The victim had been stabbed a single time. There we go. The Monokuma file.
The Monokuma file clearly states that there was only one stab wound.
Oh yeah, it sure did.
I totally forgot about this. Shut up.
Then the knife.
Was just another piece of camouflage set up by the true killer.
Mm-hmm.
They probably stabbed her to draw attention away from what actually killed her. Exploding the body afterward was probably meant to do the same thing.
And the thing is, do any of them have access to a bomb?
The explosion severely damaged the body, making it impossible to know what really killed her. It was all the killer's attempt to destroy all evidence of their crime.
Yeah, Kyoko.
So they wanted us to notice the stab wound and then detonated the body afterward. They meant for us to latch onto the knife as the cause of death, then destroy any evidence proving otherwise.
Oh, hey, I have a question. It kinda goes back to the beginning, but what's the deal with that explosion anyway? Why'd the body just blow up all of a sudden like that?
Exactly.
If you bothered to put that lump of gray matter between your ears to use, you'd know the answer.
No.
Well, if you're so smart, just tell me.
I'll tell you. I bet some unknown quantum particle caused an atomic level spontaneous combustion.
I might be dumb, but even I'm not dumb enough to believe that.
Go ahead, Makoto. Tell her or we won't make any
Why
headway
don't you just
on
tell
this.
her? There's only one explanation I can think of for the explosion. Oh my god. The explosion has burnt upper half of the body. The upper half remained on fire. Had to be extinguished because of this. The upper half was soaking wet. Yada yada. I don't think that's it. No. There were bits of charred debris near the body. It should be noted that the bomb, which had been removed from Monokuma in the gym, had disappeared. It's hard to imagine the two events are unrelated. So there's only one explanation I can think for the explosion. Is it the bomb? Is it this?
I got it!
Okay, yeah, okay.
After the explosion, we found a tiny fragment of something on the ground near the body, right? That fragment reveals the cause of the explosion.
This game really makes you freaking think, man.
You know,
especially since, you know, it had
feel
been
like
a while
I've
since
seen
I
something
played.
like it somewhere before.
That's only natural, because of course, we saw the same thing when we dismantled Monokuma. It's part of a bomb.
Oh! Then the explosion was because of the Monokuma bomb.
Anyway,
Yep.
the culprit's motive is becoming more and more obvious by the minute. They wanted the knife wound to look like the fatal injury so that we'd suspect Makoto. And the only one who would benefit from that
Yeah!
is the only other possible suspect. You,
Kyoko.
Hold on a second, Byakuya.
What's the problem?
Well, I just feel like we need to think this through. We still don't know what actually killed the victim.
That's true. It's definitely bugging me. What really killed her?
Well, I mean, there wasn't any
Fine.
evidence.
I have no problem with that. Let us continue the debate. It won't change the facts of the case regardless.
We need to determine what ultimately killed the victim. I need to concentrate. Oh, here we go. I'm about to spend like 10 minutes on this, aren't I?
Then, shall we continue the debate?
I guess.
The victim's fatal injury has yet to be determined, correct?
The explosion didn't kill her for sure.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, yeah. She was already totally dead when that happened.
And it wasn't because of the knife, right? Then there's only one other thing.
Oh, yeah. According to the Monokuma file, that's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her head.
This was true.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
I can only think of one thing that could have killed her.
Then, shall we...
Okay, hold on. It's the Monokuma file. Victim's explosion, identity unknown, dead before the blast. Victim had been stabbed a single time with a knife, which went completely through the body. They also been struck in the head with an object about as thick as a metal pipe. The body was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old. I think it was the body before the explosion was the other one. Corpse had a mask, the body was stopped bleeding, blood was still wet. It was noted, however, that there was no blood on the ground around the body. I think we might have to steal one for this.
That's gotta be it. There was evidence that showed she was hit on the back of her.
And more than that, the victim had suffered countless wounds across her entire body.
Okay, alright. I think it was...
Then, shall we continue the debate? The victim's fatal injury has yet...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
So I did it backwards. And I'm really sorry, I keep
died
snipping.
because of the blow to the
I
back of the
can't.
head she suffered.
What about the wounds all over the rest of her body? They didn't have anything to do with it?
No, because it said it was several
The
days old.
Monokuma file makes it clear that those weren't fresh wounds.
Oh yeah, good point. If they were old, I guess they don't really matter.
Okay, then we're safe in assuming the blow to the back of her head is what killed her.
But then, what was the murder weapon?
The Monokuma file says she was hit with a blunt object, about as thick as a metal pipe.
Oh, I bet it was the pickaxe!
No.
How is that even possible? If you hit someone with that, it'd cave their skull in completely.
Well, maybe they held it the other way and hit her with the handle.
It still would have been impossible.
No way! The balance would be all off. You wouldn't be able to swing it with any kind of power.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind testing it on you if you want.
No thanks. I bet you just hit me with the metal end and call it an accident.
We wouldn't even call it an accident.
I'd love to scoop out that nasty brain of yours, throw it on the ground, and spit on it.
I feel the same way. Looks like we're on the same page this time.
Seriously?
We want to figure out what killed her, right? It just so happens we already know.
We already know? I knew
Oh,
we could
please
count
tell.
on you, Master.
So what was it?
Go ahead and tell them, Makoto. Surely you've deduced the real murder weapon?
Oh my god. Okay. Please don't do this to me. The real murder weapon. Oh, whoa, I think it's this. So Titanic Ariel. Was it this?
I got it!
Yeah!
Mukuro was hit in the back of the head with something, and that's what killed her. And that something was the titanium arrow we found in the locker in the dojo.
An arrow? That's what the culprit attacked Mukuro with?
Indeed. There's no doubt about it.
Are you sure? That sounds kind of weird.
Hey! How dare you backtalk, Master? You have no right!
I'm not backtalking anything. I'm just saying what I think.
I don't blame Hina for doubting it because there's one more thing about that weapon. One more secret. Make your argument. Cool. So, bloody duct tape, Kyoko's account. Monokuma's account, wood block key, and titanium arrows. Okay.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo locker, right? I have no doubt that was the murder weapon.
Are you sure?
You don't sound convinced. What's the problem?
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as thick as a metal pipe, right? It seems like an arrow would just be too thin.
Talking back to Master. You have no right!
There's no doubt that the arrow is the murder weapon, but there's more to it than that.
The titanium arrow. It was in the dojo
Is it
locker,
the bloody
right?
duct tape?
I have
Oh!
no doubt that was
Oh,
the
I got
murder
it, I got it,
weapon.
I got
Are
it.
you sure?
The bloody duct tape, they probably
You
taped
don't
them all
sound
together
convinced. What's the
and
problem?
swung.
Well, 'cause in the Monokuma file, it said the weapon must have been about as... It seems like an arrow would...
Bam!
No, that's wrong. You're right. Just the one arrow would have been too weak. That's why the killer used another weapon.
Another weapon?
Inside the dojo locker, we also found a balled-up wad of duct tape. The killer probably used this duct tape to bind multiple
This
arrows
is it, we're
together.
clearing our name right now.
Bundling them together using the duct tape would easily create a single weapon as thick as a pipe. And that's exactly what the killer did.
It's similar to Aesop's fable about the bundle of sticks. One stick is weak, but put them together and they become strong. It's meant to teach cooperation.
The voice she just used, I absolutely love it.
Damn, that's harsh.
How is it harsh? Are you even listening?
Anyway, that explains the murder weapon. As for who the culprit is that stashed the weapon in the dojo locker,
We know it's Kyoko.
it was you, Kyoko.
I've never been to the dojo.
Yes, you have.
Oh no, you absolutely have.
How can you say that with such confidence?
Because we have proof, of course. Don't we, Makoto?
Yes, we do.
What's the matter? Surely you don't intend to protect a murderer.
I don't, because she tried to make it look like we did
You
it.
know what will happen if you do, don't you? If you cover for the culprit, there's only one thing that can lead to
We all die and she
the
lives.
death of us all. Remember?
Of course I remember.
Then show us. Show everyone the evidence that proves Kyoko went to the dojo.
It was the wood block key. I have evidence. Evidence that Kyoko went to the dojo.
I got it! The one thing that proves Kyoko was in the dojo is right here. The key to the dojo locker.
And how does that prove anything?
Because I found it in your room.
It was in my room?
Oh yeah, baby girl.
Don't bother trying to play dumb. That key is just the final piece of the puzzle. Your non-existent alibi, your clear motive,
guess-
your attempts to frame Makoto for the crime.
I guess more questions are raised because she didn't even have the key to her room. So how'd she get in? But then again, she had been breaking into our fucking room.
This all proves that you are the true culprit. You can't explain this away, so just give up.
Hold on a second.
Not this again. You really are dead set on defending her, aren't you?
No, we're just trying to make sure we got the right
No,
culprit.
it's not that I want to defend her. It's just there's one more thing I need to ask her. Kyoko, I want you to tell me something. Last night, you were in my room, weren't you?
Oh, that means she had time to take the knife too if she was in
Why?
there.
What were you doing there? That's what I need to know.
You're done, girl.
I was just protecting you.
What?
She was protecting me? Then does that mean she knew I was being attacked? And she came to my rescue. Could that be when... Which would mean that Kyoko, she killed someone for me? I wouldn't necessarily say she killed them, but
That's
yeah.
enough. The time for idle chatter is over. A verdict is close at hand.
Wait. I'm warning you. Don't make this mistake. I'm not the killer.
I'm not about to take the fall.
I knew you were stubborn, but this is just getting ridiculous.
Really? But you should know better than anyone I didn't do it. Can you tell me I'm wrong?
I should know.
Oh, she trying to play mind games. Byakuya should know better than anyone? What does that mean? Woodblock key when the body was found, Byakuya's account.
Those words you just spoke.
Exactly what I said. I'm not the killer. You should understand that more than anyone here.
Byakuya, what are you hiding?
Master would
Okay,
never hide
alright,
something
come on.
from me.
There's proof
That you aren't?
There we go.
No, that's wrong. If I'm right, Kyoko wouldn't have been able to get into her room
Huh? Why not?
because she had given her room key to Byakuya.
I see. So that's what you meant. And if I had the key to your room,
Then
she couldn't have
obviously I
gotten
had
in there.
no way of getting in. Without my room key, I couldn't have possibly put the locker key in there myself.
Okay, but then that raises the question of how she kept getting into
Am I
Makoto's room.
wrong?
it would appear not.
Then you're finally starting to understand.
No, I'm not. No, that's not actually true. There was a clear contradiction in what Kyoko just told us, an obvious lie. But this just isn't like her. To try and save herself with such a desperate lie? Does she really feel that threatened? Because she's the killer? Or is it something else? Was there some deeper meaning hidden in what Kyoko said earlier? If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever. Which is why I can't let that happen. This is a trap the Mastermind has laid for us. The Mastermind's trap. The mastermind is trying to trap Kyoko, but what if that's not really true? What can I do? What should I do? What should I... The mastermind's trap. The victim was Makuro and Kyoko killed her? What does Kyoko really know? What am I supposed to do? Kyoko's lie? I'm the only one who knows it's a lie. I'm the only one who can expose it. But who can I trust? What am I supposed to do? The mastermind's trap. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger. But if that risk means solving the mystery, we have no choice. Am I wrong? What do? I think she's trying to tell us not to expose her. I have to decide right here now whether or not to expose... boom.
There was
Pursue
a
the
lie
fucking
hidden
lie.
within Kyoko's statement just now.
I'm not about to die for her. She just tried to make it look like I did it, like she was trying to kill me.
A lie?
Isn't that right, Kyoko?
You said it. The burden of proof is on you. So let's hear it. Where's this lie, then?
Kyoko is definitely lying, and it must be because there's some other deeper truth she wants to keep hidden. We're gonna have to figure this out on the spot, because I don't know where the lie was. Kyoko's account, Byakuya's account, Monokuma's account. I think it's gonna be Kyoko's account.
I didn't have...
Alright, hold on. We gotta go back to Kyoko's account. So Kyoko used Monokuma's secret tool, which grants access to any room in the school. Right there is Kyoko's account.
Because I'd given it to Byakuya. There's no doubt about that, right?
This is
You are
true.
correct.
So I couldn't possibly have gotten into
My room.
Yes, you could have.
No, that's wrong. No. Kyoko could have gotten into her room. You said so yourself, didn't you, Kyoko?
I'm not about to take this fall. Actually, to be precise, not quite. I used Monokuma's secret tool, which can open any lock in the school. What?
Monokuma's secret tool?
Kyoko stole it from the headmaster's room. It lets you get into any room in the school, which means she could have used it to get into her own room.
Then I guess that's it.
You're giving up just like that? You admit to kill-
No, I'm simply recognizing that I lost.
What are you talking about?
Don't play that heroic music. You about to go.
Like I said, this was a trap, and I wasn't able to escape it. So I lost. That's all this means.
Huh? Then, are you saying you really didn't?
Loading time.
Kyoko, you really aren't the killer?
Okay, time's up!
Hey, you know, as soon as Monokuma did that, my timer on the recording was at 60 minutes. Mind you, this is my second recording, so.
Huh?
I'm sorry to say, but your time is up! All done, all finished. The class trial is all over.
But that's ridiculous! Since when is there any?
It's because you were late, so the trial started late and time ran out!
It was by like 10 minutes.
So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone, please vote using the lever in front of you! But I guess we already know who the blackened is, don't we?
I guess. I'm not about to get blamed for that. Kyoko, whatever her name is. Kirigiri? Is that it? Did I just make up her last name? Yo, no, that was her last name. Good job, you got it right. Brilliantly right. We got it right? Does that mean Kyoko really is the killer? But something strange is going on here. There's something wrong with this whole class trial. Kyoko.
Now then, I've prepared a very special punishment.
Is everyone ready? Okay then.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's
Oh, he didn't even let her
punishment
speak.
time!
He just skipped straight to the punishment. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, baby girl. If you didn't, honestly, if she didn't try to make it look like I had did it, I probably would have took up for her and took the fall. I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't. Oh, is it supposed to just crush her? After school lesson? What is he teaching? Oh my god, is that? No. Did you see the board just now? I'm pretty sure that was a sex education course. Oh! Oh, so nerve-wracking! And that's how the class trial of Makuro Ikusawa came to an end. I still had to wonder whether Kyoko was actually innocent or, regardless, the truth was lost forever, even for me. I just stopped thinking about it. That was the end of Makuro's class trial, and in the end, it would prove to be our last class trial. Once that case was over, there was never a single murder at Hope's Peak ever again. We had obtained peace in exchange for the lives of all the others. What? What kind of shit? Oh my god. Peace, but only inside the school. Okay, hold on. Time out. What the fuck? They all had kids and shit. And where's Toko? She died? Peace, but only for us. What? And Hina just had everybody. And what's that ugly ass baby looking like Hero over there? Oh my god, I can't. Everybody just take turns having babies with the girl. Oh my god. I can't. I can't. That was the only hope we had. Hope. Hope. Hope? This is hope? That is not hope. That is so weird. Oh my god, I can't. Byakuya's smiling at the end. Like, that's how you know they lost their fucking heads. And who took the goddamn picture?
No! This isn't right!
Huh?
Makoto, why are you staring off into space? Don't you have a rebuttal for Kyoko's claim?
Wait, what just happened? Her claim? Oh, that's right, I have to... Do I expose Kyoko's lie or not? Oh, so that's the ending I got when I exposed her lie. If you spend all your time trying to avoid danger, you'll never move forward. We know the danger, but if that risks means solving the mystery, we have no... Oh, okay, so they're basically telling me I was supposed to hide her lie. She's not wrong, I have to think about this very carefully. What do? I have to decide right here. Okay, well, clearly we gotta let it go. I've made my decision. I have to believe in Kyoko. There's no way she would kill someone. There has to be some secret here, something that has to do with the mastermind's trap that Kyoko mentioned.
Well, does no one have a rebuttal? Have you decided to accept her assertion as fact? I see. So you still refuse to accept it. I suppose we have to admit that Kyoko didn't put the locker key in her room, that it was someone else.
But who else could it have been?
I mean, Byakuya had a room key, right?
You! What are you
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Byakuya would do that, though.
But of course, I have an alibi. From nighttime on, I was with you guys the entire time. I couldn't possibly have killed anyone, or put the key in Kyoko's room.
Well, someone had to put the key in there.
There's only one other possibility I can think of. Someone could have had the key on them, then once they arrived at the scene, pretended to find it there.
Wait, no, that was the key to the data center, though.
What?
It had to be Makoto.
But that was
right?
the key to the data center.
I don't see any other option.
Wait a second. You've got it all wrong. Let's think about it one more time. There's gotta be a hidden side to this case.
Huh? A hidden side?
First of all, there's something off about this entire trial. You all see it, don't you?
Oh, he's not saying anything.
Mukuro, who we didn't even know existed, suddenly shows up dead. And then we're thrown into a trial. And Kyoko even said it's a trap the mastermind set for us. So that's why this has to be...
Okay, time's
Oh my god.
Huh?
Time's up! Class trial's all over! Everyone can stop talking now!
What? Time's up?
Oh, this is it.
What do you mean time's up? There's no time's up. Since when have we...
It's because you were late, so we had to push back the start time. So then, it's time for voting time, okay? Everyone,
Oh
please
my
vote
God.
using the lever in
Don't tell me we got to die for this.
Voting time?
Yeah, we don't have to look at that one measly B that I got. I got an A though. I'll take that A.
Now, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
Hey, hold on!
What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Something has to be wrong. Don't tell me they about to vote for me. Oh no. Oh no. What? You think I'm the killer? Sorry, man.
Sorry.
It's all your fault. Everyone, you're wrong. You got it all wrong. I didn't do it.
Yes, indeed.
Good job, everyone. Good job.
Yep.
Yeah, they got it right. No, I know that's not true. None of this makes any sense. This whole trial doesn't make any sense.
Hey!
It makes perfect sense.
Shing!
It's the same as always. It's just like all the other class trials, and I'm gonna end it the same way.
Thrills, chills, kills!
It's time for your heart-pounding, positively thrilling punishment. Wait, why do I? Oh, Kyoko. 'Cause she knows. She knows, and I was being such a bitch to her. Kyoko.
I don't expect you to forgive me.
I know this
is all my fault.
Kyoko.
Let's give it everything we've got! It's punishment time!
Oh my god. No! Are we getting the same punishment? Oh, so that must have been, I must have got the bad ending when I had picked Kyoko. So this must be the true ending. Is this the ending though? I'm looking at the board's different this time. When Kyoko was there, it was like a sex ed thing on the board. Like towards the top left corner. After school lesson, alright. Oh, no, it's the same thing, it's the same thing. Oh my god, do not tell me we're about to die. Oh my god, it's getting closer. Oh, I can't. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's Chihiro! Alter Ego came to the rescue! Alter Ego came to the rescue! I like how we just fell like that, though. That's so awesome! That means we lived?
What?
Huh? What's this? What's going on? Hey, was that? Yeah, it had to be.
This
Alter
is...
ego. Alter ego? Is this some stupid virus from that stupid guy? He must have planted it when he invaded my network. Damn it all to hell, I don't believe this.
It would seem...
It seems you finally made a miscalculation. No, you miscalculated from the very beginning.
What the heck?
What was that?
In other words...
What I'm saying is, you shouldn't have underestimated us. Why are you talking like you've already won? I barely felt a thing. It was a pinch, an inch, or an itch. The stupid virus is gone now. Got it? And so is Makoto. Maybe I didn't get to smash him flat, but you're never gonna see him again. To waste away in a garbage-strewn pit, in a way, that's an even better special punishment. Y'all had better come fucking save me. But it's still not enough. I'm still not satisfied. I'm still gonna bring despair to the rest of you. Bring despair to the entire world. Poo-hoo-hoo-hoo, poo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Is he gone? Hey, Kyoko, what's the meaning of all this? Just what the hell is going on?
Calm down.
It's okay, we're not the ones being trapped this time.
In other words...
Now it's the masterminds that's ensnared.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
So...
You'll understand soon enough. Very soon indeed. The massive high school towers over all the other buildings in the bustling urban area. It's like the school stands at the center of the entire world. Hope's Peak Academy. It brings in top students from every field imaginable, a government-funded school of privilege. They say that if you come here and manage to graduate, you'll be set for life. With hundreds of years of tradition, it sends the cream of the crop into the workforce every year. It was built to raise hope in the nation's future, which makes Hope's Peak a pretty fitting name. There are two things you need to attend this school. One, you have to already be attending high school. Two, you have to be the very best at what you do. No ordinary student could enroll here. The only way in is if you're scouted by the school itself. And standing there at the gate of the ultimate school, filled with the ultimate students, was me. What? Where am I? I woke up with my head resting on top of the hardwood and are we going back through the beginning? My body felt heavy. It wouldn't be weird for me to zonk off in the middle of some boring class or whatever, but what was I doing asleep here just now? It wasn't any classroom I'd ever been in before. What the heck is going on? Good. Okay, this looks about right. Finally. I could finally feel my mind and body start to come back together again, and then I was awake. Or was this just another dream? A dream inside a hopeless nightmare? No, this isn't a dream. I could tell because the stench invading my nostrils was too powerful for a dream. What an awful smell. I was in a vast dark cavern and the barest hint of light seeping in. Trash was piled high all across the area. This must be some kind of underground garbage pit. A heck of a situation to find myself in. But that was just the beginning of my problems. Was I going to be stuck in there till I wasted away and died? No, I can't let that happen. Not after what my good friend went through to save me. I remembered all too well what had happened. Chihiro, alter ego, saved me. And he used up his last bit of strength to do it. So I can't give up now. For myself and for my friend. And with that, my pursuit of survival began. First up was to start looking for a way out of here. Normally I would have ended the game here, but let's see if we can... Let's see about getting out of here. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down here with me. That's a rocket in a tank. I'd better not think too much about what I'm seeing down here. Is that an airplane? How'd something like that wind up in the school's garbage pit? Rattle, rattle. It's locked. No matter how many times I pushed or pulled or kicked at it, it didn't budge. Getting out of here isn't gonna be that easy. Well, if I'm gonna get out of here anytime soon, I decided to look around for some food. There's plenty of food here, but it's all rotten. But that was pointless too. Next, I searched for some water. How can I be sure which liquids I can drink and which ones are an all-around bad idea? Again, pointless. I feel like I'm blocked in on all sides, but that's still not enough reason to give up because I'm still alive. As long as I'm alive, I'll never give up. After making that proud declaration, the next thing I decided to do was go to sleep. My sleep was deep and uninterrupted. That was my only way to preserve what little strength I had left after not being able to eat or drink. I can't be sure, but I think at least a full day had to have passed. And all I did was sleep and sleep. It was like I was waiting for some kind of sign to come falling out of the sky. However, what fell from the sky wasn't a sign, not exactly. Good crunch. What the? The strange sound pierced my silent isolation, jarring me awake. As I watched, the pile of garbage jostled and formed an odd shape. Did something fall down over there? Something fell from up above. What could it have been? Did a giant piece of trash just fall down here? I carefully stretched my hand out toward whatever it was that had tumbled down here with me.
Just a second.
A giant piece of trash? Rude. Oh my god. Before she even emerged from the pile of garbage, I knew who it was.
It smells
Oh my god, this girl got
awful.
noodles all on her. This place smells awful. Kyoko,
Indeed.
you look like you were doing better than I expected. What are you doing here?
So-
Isn't it obvious? I'm here to help you. I'm glad you're like to hear that, Kyoko. Oh, you got a bit of garbage in your hair. That's it. She gave her head a quick, sharp shake to get rid of the trash, then faced me again.
Hey,
First, I have something for you. Go ahead and eat it. We can talk once you're finished. Food and water! Thank you! I snatched the bread and water that she was holding out for me. Within seconds, it was in my mouth and making its way towards my stomach. Ooh, that really hit the spot. Now I've got all the energy I need to keep going. So you still haven't given up then? Of course not. After all, the fact that I can keep going forward is about all I'm good at. Well, that's not such a bad thing to be good at. Alright, well... we already looked at all that stuff, so let's talk to her again. But Kyoko, why'd you come to rescue me?
so...
To pay a debt, or no, to atone. Atone?
You...
During the trial, even though you knew I was lying, you didn't say anything. So you knew that I knew.
Indeed.
But even though I knew, I did nothing to help you. I abandoned you. Don't say that. You didn't abandon me. No, that's exactly what I did. I abandoned you in order to save my own life. You were trying to save me. I did not try to save you, girl. I killed you. I killed you in another life. But you were trying to save me and I couldn't bring myself to do the same for you.
However...
But listen, not that I'm trying to make excuses, but there was a reason that I had to survive no matter the cost. Why did you have to survive?
It's true.
I'll tell you everything. The reason I have to survive
In other words...
is so that I can do what I came to this school to do. What? I made up my mind to come to Hope Speak Academy for one very important reason. So you have some reason for coming to Hope Speak Academy.
Indeed.
That's right, at least I did once. Once? Until recently I'd forgotten what it was. You forgot? But that's... I had no memory of what my purpose was. I'm sorry, you guys. No memory? That's impossible.
Huh?
Amnesia? Then is it really true you lost your memory?
Makoto.
Do you remember, Makoto? Do you remember the first thing that happened to each of us as soon as we arrived at this school? The first thing? You're talking about when we fainted, right? I fainted, and when I woke up, I was trapped here.
That's right.
I fainted too, and when I woke up, I noticed a strange feeling of separation within myself, a disconnect.
It would seem...
Thinking back on it now, at that point my memory was gone. At that time I'd forgotten. I couldn't remember why I'd come to this school, and I couldn't remember what my ultimate ability was. But what would make you forget all that?
Hey.
Strange, isn't it? It's hard to imagine it happened by chance. It seems much too convenient. Are you saying you think you lost your memory because...
Indeed.
I don't think. I'm positive it was the work of the mastermind. They stole my memory. But why would they want to do that? There's only one reason I can come up with. Because of my purpose and my ability, somehow they would interfere with the mastermind's plan. So the mastermind just stole them from you?
However...
And it could also mean, somehow my memories may be connected to the mystery of the school and the mastermind. Which is why I have to get them back. That's why I've been investigating things by myself this entire time. Or this whole time, I'm sorry. But if what you say is true, why didn't you ask the rest of us to help you?
Why is that?
If I did that and we all worked as one, the mastermind would have noticed right away. Plus, there's always the chance that the mastermind is actually one of us. What?
Correct.
Well, don't make too big a deal of it, it's just a possibility. But since it is a possibility, we can't ignore it, right? The mastermind, one of us? If she believed that, then of course she couldn't trust anyone around her. In which case, it only makes sense that she would look into her missing memory by herself.
However,
That being said, there was a limit to what I could do by myself, which is why I asked you to help me. But why me? Because among everyone, you were least likely to be the mastermind. That was just intuition, but I see. Your intuition was right, though. There's no way an ordinary kid like me could have been the mastermind.
I
understand.
should
Oh, I'm sorry.
understand everything.
He's speaking. I'm like over here trying to talk for him.
My goal isn't to get out of here. It's to stay here.
Ugh. It's just like the dream I had before, but why did that just happen?
listen.
Are you okay? Yeah, it's nothing. It is nothing, right?
Hey,
Even now, I still trust you, you know. It's just I'm not used to relying on others.
correct.
I know I never asked you for help the right way, so I understand if you're not convinced. Honestly, I was convinced. I think that's just her personality. Alright, can we get out of here? I'd better talk to Kyoko again. Alright, cool. You said you had a reason for doing all that investigating on your own? So how'd that turn out? Were you able to remember anything?
So,
I think there's still a lot I don't remember, but at the very least, I was finally able to recall my purpose and my ability. Oh, what was it? You mentioned your ability. My ability, what everyone should have known me for. I'm the ultimate detective. That makes sense, actually. The ultimate detective?
correct.
And the reason I came to Hope's Peak Academy, there was someone I had to find here in the school. You had to find someone? Who?
So,
Well, it was the headmaster of Hope's Peak Academy. The headmaster? Why did you want to find the headmaster? Because he's my father. Okay, this took a turn. What?
in other words,
I was separated from him as a child. As it turns out, he became the headmaster of Hope's Peak. Kyoko's dad? Is Hope's Peak's headmaster? Then that explains when Alter Ego told us how he thought the headmaster was involved. I'll find a way. Huh? Oh, sorry. No matter what it takes, I will find the headmaster.
no matter what?
No matter the cost.
So,
Kyoko, what's going on? My memory hadn't come back at that point, but when he said that, I felt strange. It makes perfect sense now, of course, since my whole purpose for coming here was to find him. That makes sense.
However,
But listen, Makoto, I want to make this perfectly clear so there's no misunderstanding. I said the headmaster wasn't the mastermind, but I didn't say that to protect him. I only said what I felt based on what I'd seen when I snuck into the headmaster's room. Oh, my nose is so stuffy right now. I can't. Then what did you see in there?
so,
The room had been ransacked. The shelves were a mess, the desk drawers dumped on the floor. The only conclusion is that someone who didn't know where anything was had been in there. You mean the mastermind, right?
it's true.
That was my assumption, yes, and to confirm my suspicion, I decided to investigate the second floor of the dorms using the key I'd found. But why there? Because I also found this in the headmaster's room. This is some kind of map?
Indeed.
It's a layout of the entirety of Hope's Peak Academy. I found it in the headmaster's room along with Makuro's profile and that key. The map showed that the second floor was home to a number of rooms meant for faculty use. Some of the staff must have had to stay overnight from time to time, and I figured the headmaster would have had some kind of private room here. I assumed that if they were true, that room would likely hold more clues, so I went to check.
Correct.
And that's when I finally remembered. I remembered that my purpose was to find the owner of that room. So you went there to see if the headmaster really did have a private room here. Or there.
However,
But once I got there, I noticed that the second floor of the dorms didn't have any cameras or monitors. So what was it like? That part of the school, I mean. It's hard to describe. All I can say is, the moment I saw it, I realized whatever's going on in this school is more horrific than we ever imagined. What do you mean?
so,
I can't explain it. You need to see it for yourself, and I'm sure you'll get the chance to soon enough. It sounds like it must be important, and really ominous. Can we go now? I better talk to Kyoko.
however,
Of course, once I got to the second floor dorms, There were no cameras and no monitors, which is why I had no idea what was going on in the rest of the building. It has to do with Mikuro Ikasaba, doesn't it?
However,
Just to be perfectly clear, I didn't kill her. And I know it wasn't you either. I know you're right, but that just means everyone but you and me had an alibi, so then who did kill her?
anyway,
What I can say for sure is that the mastermind is directly involved. To begin with, the point of the class trial of Mikuro Ikasaba was to get me killed. Get you killed?
indeed.
I stole that key and disappeared, and in retaliation they wanted to draw me out and eliminate me.
Correct.
That was the point of the class trial. It was? The mastermind knew they couldn't interfere directly. You mean because of school regulations?
That's right.
Exactly. With minimal restrictions, you are free to explore Hope's Peak Academy at your discretion.
In other words,
The mastermind is adamant about following the rules, and with that rule in place, they couldn't step in. Since they couldn't kill me themselves, they tried to use the class trial to do it. The mastermind couldn't step in because of the rules? That makes it sound like the mastermind themselves are somehow bound by the school regulations.
hey,
Or bound by them. There's one thing I'd like to point out about the murder of Mikuro Ikasaba. What's that? There was a point where Mikuro may not have become the victim. It could have been you, Makoto. I could have become the victim?
indeed.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Do you mean the other night? During the night,
I
can hear them, you know. The footsteps of the god of death. What? I can hear the god of death as he moves. That ability naturally draws me into cases just like this.
Anyway,
Which is exactly what happened with you. I was in the dorms and I had a sudden sense of dread. I looked down the stairwell and I saw a white shadow cross the corridor. I gave chase right away. As I followed it, I saw the shadow go into your room.
correct.
I ran into your room and I saw what was happening. I intervened immediately, of course.
However,
That wasn't the end of things, of course. I stopped them, but that led to whoever the masked assailant was, they ended up dead.
correct.
And their murder was disguised, and the dojo key wound up in my room. It all has to be the work of the mastermind in an attempt to use the class trial to eliminate me. So all this would mean that whoever killed Mikuro is also the mastermind, right?
Indeed.
I don't have conclusive evidence, but that's what I think. But that's really bad if true. It means the mastermind can kill whoever they want if they feel like it. Wait, but doesn't that create another contradiction? The mastermind wanted to use the class trial to try and kill you because they couldn't interfere, right?
Correct.
You're right, that is a contradiction. And it's not just Mikuro. They needed the class trial to kill me, but seemed ready to kill you in your room. Everything they did is a contradiction. So what does it all mean?
In other words,
It means that the mastermind is the one who's been cornered. Huh?
Makoto.
Just a little more. A little more and I should be able to figure out the mastermind's identity. The identity of the ultimate despair, or the other ultimate despair. The other ultimate despair? There's no doubt that Mikuro was the ultimate despair, and that she's dead. But I don't think the ultimate despair is just one person. It's not?
Indeed.
If you think about it, the ultimate despair seems to implicate whoever caused that event. You're talking about
That's right.
what happened a year ago, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. The tragedy, whoever's responsible for that, they're the ultimate despair?
It would seem
That despicable group whose only purpose and motivation comes from despair. Then they're,
indeed.
make no mistake, they're the root of all the evil that has forced us to go through this. That is the ultimate despair. And that is our real enemy. Chapter 5, 100 Mile Dash, Pain of a Junk Food Junkie. The end. We're still at 6, right? Yeah. To be continued. You received the Dream Island rocket. Alright. Do you want to save? Yes, please. For God's sake. We're running out of save slots. The ultimate despair. A group of people who caused the tragedy 1 year ago. Those same people put together this killing game and began broadcasting it around the world. The most desperately awful group of people ever. That is the mastermind's true identity. Our enemy has finally been revealed. But right now we have to get out of this horrible place. Figuring out the rest of the story could come after. Yeah, you're right. Okay, well, can we go, please? Rattle, rattle. It's locked, but we have a way to open this door. This is a desk. It's probably the one that fell down. Okay, I'm just trying to get out of here, and then I'm gonna end the video. That's a rocket and a tank. I better not think too much about what I'm seeing. Is it over here? Is it over here, maybe? Maybe I was supposed to just talk to Kyoko again? Okay, I think I was. Kyoko, do you still have that one thing? Monokuma's secret tool that you got from the headmaster's room?
Indeed.
Of course I do. It's an absolute vital part of ensnaring the mastermind. I would never part with it. And it can open any door in the school, right?
That's right.
Then we should be able to use it on that door, right? Well then let's go fucking use it. Hey Kyoko, we can use the key of yours to open this door, right?
It's true.
Let's find out. Kyoko took out the key with the Monokuma design on it and slid it into the keyhole. And then... yes, it opened.
Indeed.
Now we can get out of here. Let's go. Sounds good. We quickly opened the door and made our escape from the garbage pit. I said garage pit. Finally. We were finally free. But there wasn't even time to take a breath of relief because the real fight had just begun. Ultimate pain, ultimate suffering, ultimate despair, ultimate execution, ultimate death. Ultimate everything. After leaving the garbage pit, we found ourselves in a tunnel extending straight up like a chimney. There was a metal ladder leading up into the tunnel. We started climbing the ladder, intent on reaching the surface. The ladder was impossibly long. I couldn't even see where it ended. We climbed into darkness. The passage was so dark and cramped I couldn't even see my own feet beneath me. I had no idea we were so far down.
Hey.
Don't lose your footing. If you slip, I won't be able to catch you. Yeah, I'll be careful. But now that you said that, I'm getting kind of nervous. Maybe talking will help keep my mind off of it. So Kyoko, there's something I wanted to ask you. You said you're the ultimate detective, right? So how long have you been doing detective work? How long?
So...
ever since I can remember. I come from a long line of detectives. Detective work is in my blood. There was a time when being a detective was considered a sacred duty. My family's always seen it that way. Then is your family famous?
Wrong.
Quite the opposite, actually. Even among actual detectives, many people haven't heard of us. Huh? But how come? It's like your family tradition, right? So...
right.
Because we take pride in it. Pride?
Indeed.
A detective is neither light nor shadow. We represent neither justice nor evil. That is how we can uncover the absolute truth. We stand neutral in all things, and to do that, we have to stand separate from the rest of society, which is why we've made a conscious effort to conceal our existence. A conscious effort?
It's true.
It's kind of old-fashioned, and I can't say it's entirely rational, but it's our family creed, and we do what we must to protect it. Because, like I said, it's our source of pride. Pride? So that explains it. Before I came here, when I was looking up info about the school online, I never saw anything about her. Because she hid herself on purpose to protect the pride of her family.
However...
and yet, I gave up some of that pride. Huh?
In
order to enter Hope's Peak, I had to reveal myself to the school. I did it knowing it was something a true Kirigiri detective would never do. But the reason you gave up that pride, the reason you would go so far to enter Hope's Peak, it was because that's how much you wanted to reconnect with your dad, right? There's no shame in that.
What?
Reconnect? I had absolutely no desire to reconnect with my father. Huh? But you'd be reuniting after all those years, right? You would have had so much to talk about.
Wrong.
There's nothing I want to talk to my father about.
However...
there is something I want to say to him, though. What? No matter what it takes, I have to find him and tell him face to face. What is it?
So...
I want to sever all ties with him. Sever? The last time I saw him, I was still very young. So I don't remember myself, but apparently he was extremely intelligent. He was in line to become the next head of the Kirigiri family. He was talented. He had a promising future.
However...
but he had no interest in detective work. So he cut himself off from the family. Not long after that, my mother died and he simply ran away. He went to my grandfather and they had a huge argument, and young as I was, he left me behind. I'm sure there was a reason for that. I'm sure your dad wanted to take you with him.
Right.
If that's true, then I need to thank him. thank him for leaving me. Because unlike him, I take pride in the work I do. I take pride in my family name. So every last part of me is happy he didn't take me with him. If I'd gone with him, I never would have had the chance to become a detective. I was above Kyoko on the ladder, so I wasn't able to see her expression. So I couldn't tell. I couldn't see how she looked when she said that, what she might have been feeling. All I could tell was that, compared to her usual self, she was more talkative and more emotional. I don't blame him, you know. He had his own life to live. That's what anyone in my position might say, right? But it's not true.
However...
But there's one thing that I can never forgive. Really?
So...
The way everyone else looked at me. I was never sad about being left behind. Like I said, I think it was a good thing.
However...
But when the rest of my family looked at me, they saw something different. They only saw me as the little girl that was abandoned by her father. That's how they see me even to this day. His shadow has been following me my entire life. I'm sick of it. I need him out of my life. I need to step out of this shadow.
Correct.
That's why I have to find him and tell him we're no longer family. In order to settle the past. In order to remove him from my life forever. I have no doubt he forgot about me years ago. But your family, to just cut him out like that?
Wrong.
Our only connection is through blood, nothing more. Honestly, when it comes to family, like oh, that shit's complicated. Are we connected by heart and soul? No.
Hey.
Is blood really enough to call someone family? Not really. Only connected by blood, not by heart or soul. I was so shocked to hear her say something like that. I didn't know how to respond, so instead, I said nothing. Thank you. I just kept climbing the ladder in complete silence. And after I don't know how long, we finally reached the top. Looks like this is it. On the other side of the door, Hope's Peak is waiting for us. We're back.
That's right.
Remember that hatch on the ground near the trash room? I'm fairly certain that's where we'll come out. I unlocked it earlier, so it should open without much trouble. Well, here goes nothing. I reached my right hand up and pushed against the hatch. The hatch opened with ease, and so... Looks like we're back. But I can't believe how long the ladder was. I'm exhausted. I can't exactly say we're safe and sound, but at least we're out of there. Now we're back at Hope's Peak Academy. Kyoko, thank you. I never would have gotten out of there without you. No thanks necessary. I was just returning the favor. Okay. We are going to save the game right here. Alright. You know, I kind of want to keep going, but here's the deal. Like, I want to keep going, but at the same time, I'm just like, you know, I'm still tired from work last night. I've been recording for like an hour and some, not an hour and some change. Oh my god, like an hour and a half? An hour and 40 minutes, and that's on top of the 20-minute footage that I got yesterday. So I think this video is going to be long enough. I just saved the game like 10 times. So if you liked the video, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout. I'm trying to finish this game this week. My thoughts on this episode was, I was so ready to throw Kyoko under the bus. I was so mad at her, but apparently we weren't supposed to do that. So yeah, be on the lookout for the next video. Hopefully everything, you know, is gonna start opening up, and maybe a few more episodes of this and we should be done. Alright, so thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode of Danganronpa.